put Niedermeyer on it. He's a sneaky little shit just like you, right?
But the degree to which Mr. Romney lies all the time about all sorts of stuff and doesn't care when he gets caught is maybe the single most notable thing about his campaign. It started in his very first speech, his kickoff announcement speech this year. He lied.
When he took office, the economy was in recession, and he made it worse.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Mr. Romney claims, others say, the response from... No, that's a lie. The economy started getting better almost immediately after President Obama's Recovery Act became law. His first policies to deal with the economy, right? But Mitt Romney still says this all the time.
He did not cause this recession, but he made it worse.
He didn't create the recession, but he made it worse and longer.
When he took office, the economy was in recession, and he made it worse.
Finally, after Mr. Romney kept saying this over and over again, an NBC News reporter asked Mr. Romney why he kept saying President Obama made the economy worse when President Obama, in point of fact, did not make the economy worse.
How can you continue to say that things are worse when they really aren't worse?
I didn't say the things are worse.
Yeah, you did. Mr. Romney lied about the economic record of the country, and then when pressed, he lied about his lie. Mr. Romney also lies easily about himself. Here he is, for example, at a recent debate lying about his professional background and why he quit after one term as Massachusetts governor.
That would be about me. I was trying to help get the state in as best shape as I possibly could. Left the world of politics, went back into business.
Left the world of politics? That is a lie. Mr. Romney did leave the Massachusetts governor's office in January 2007, but then literally 1 month later, he launched his first presidential campaign in February of 2007. He didn't leave the world of politics and go back into business. That's a lie. And moreover, that is an unnecessary, unforced, but apparently very easily told lie for Mr. Romney. And speaking of Mr. Romney's one term in Massachusetts, here's what he told an Ohio audience recently about taking his Massachusetts-based health care policy national.
Early on, we were asked, is what you've done in Massachusetts something you'd have the entire government do, the federal government do? I said no. From the very beginning. No. This is designed for our state and our circumstance. Again,
that is a lie. Mr. Romney said the country should do what he did in Massachusetts. Here, for example, is an op-ed that he wrote in USA Today. Can we zoom in on the headline there? Can we zoom in? President Obama could learn a thing or two about health care reform from Massachusetts. So says Mitt Romney. Mr. Romney has, in fact, argued repeatedly that he supported a national health care plan based on what he did in Massachusetts, including specifically the individual mandate that he now decries. He may find this politically inconvenient now, but that is the truth, and it's easily accessible by anybody with the Google. And he still lies about it all the time, over and over again. This is not a normal amount of politician lying. Mr. Romney lies about himself. He lies about the president. He lies about policy. He lies about everything. It is beyond a normal amount of politician lying.
While we've got $15 trillion of debt, he said, look, I'm going to put another $1 trillion of debt for Obamacare.
That is Mitt Romney lying. Every independent estimate, including multiple analyses from the Congressional Budget Office, which is not a partisan thing, shows that the president's health reform law actually cuts the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, you can not like it for other reasons, but Mr. Romney says all the time that health reform adds to the deficit when, in point of fact, it cuts the deficit. Mitt Romney lies about it all the time.
He said he'd cut the deficit in half. He's doubled it. He's doubled it.
Yeah, no. Unless Mr. Romney has forgotten what double means, again, he is lying. When President Obama took office, the deficit was about $1.3 trillion. Last year, it was $1.29 trillion. This year, it's on track to be about $1.1 trillion. You know, if a number is going down, it's not doubling. It's going down. And anybody who says it's doubling is lying. Mr. Romney, you said President Obama cut Medicare benefits. That's a lie. You said the administration raised corporate tax rates. That's a lie. You said President Obama has not signed any trade deals. which would be news to officials in South Korea and Colombia and Panama, with whom the president has signed trade deals. You said Americans are the only people on earth who put our hand over our heart during the playing of the national anthem. That is not only a lie, it's absurd, and it's weird you would even say it. What do you do with a candidate for president who lies about even the stupid stuff?
You can't trust him to tell the truth about what he advocated.
You said of Mitt Romney, somebody who will lie to you to get to be president will lie to you when they are president. I have to ask you, are you calling Mitt Romney a liar?
Yes.
You're calling Mitt Romney a liar?
Well, you seem shocked by it. Yes.
If a man's dishonest to obtain a job, he'll be dishonest on the job.
It's one thing to look at a candidate's rivals and say, they're calling him a liar. That's one thing we call each other in politics now. But I sort of feel like these guys meant for us to be taking it seriously. For those who followed the 2012 race closely, and perhaps even not so closely, there are two broad narratives surrounding Mitt Romney. First, he is an out-of-touch elitist who got rich by laying off American workers. Second, he is a world-class flip-flopper who's radically changed his entire political persona several times. In both those cases, he is an etch-a-sketch guy, right? But the shake everything up and invent your own reality side of him has an even more serious implication. He lies all the time, really easily. He says things that are not true with unnerving frequency, arguably more than any modern candidate for major office, and there are a lot of creeps among them. Some dishonesty in national American politics is frankly routine. It's too bad, but that's true. Romney-style dishonesty is a sight to behold. It's different. He's bending the curve. No matter what your political stripes, Americans deserve better in a campaign this important. There are enormous differences between the two major political parties, and the voters will have a clear choice between the parties' competing visions and policies for 2012. There's no reason that the whole country can't, in this next election, have a great debate about our collective future. But that only happens when there are candidates representing the parties who respect Americans enough to be honest with us. And at least for now, the man who is most likely to win the Republican presidential nomination really seems unwilling to do so and untroubled by it. He seems to think he can get away with routine, almost casual dishonesty, in part because the rest of us calling somebody a liar either feels cheap or it feels somehow beneath the level of a presidential campaign. Frankly, it ought to be beneath the level of a presidential campaign. But what is more radically inappropriate on a systemic, institutional level for us as Americans is that a man who may well take the oath of office in 10 months is choosing to get to that podium on a foundation of utterly unashamed, unprecedented deceit.